Hello, it's Professor Asma Parveen from Department of Psychology, Aligarh Muslim University. Today I will discuss the need for the research design. As we know that research design is crucial for conducting effective and efficient research, it serves as a plan that outlines the methods and techniques to be used in collecting and analyzing data. It takes into account the research objectives, available resources, and ensures that the project stays on track. A well prepared research design is essential because any mistakes can negatively impact the entire project and lead to misleading conclusions. Unfortunately, many people underestimate the importance of a well thought out research design, resulting in research that fail to fulfill their intended purpose. Therefore, we need a well planned research design because of the following reasons. One of the reason is sample selection. Research design determines the focus of investigation. Rather than examining every individual or element, researchers can select a smaller group that represents the larger population. This approach saves valuable time and resources. Various methods exist for choosing this subset or sample, such as random selection or some specific criteria. The selection process holds great significance as it directly impacts the extent to which the results can be generalized to the entire population. So, once the research design is established, researchers need to collect data. There are different ways to gather information, such as interviews, observations, or experiments. Each method has its own strength and weaknesses, so researchers must choose the most appropriate one based on their research question and objectives. For example, surveys are useful for collecting large amounts of data very fastly, while interviews allow for more in depth responses. By selecting the right data collection method, researchers can obtain reliable information to answer their research questions. Another important aspect is the data collection. Research design also play a very important role in collecting data efficiently and making well-informed decisions. By carefully planning our research design, we can gather information very fastly and accurately, ensuring that the data we rely on is reliable. This is essential for understanding and analyzing the past. Historical research relies on two types of sources, primary and secondary. Primary sources are first hand accounts of events, giving us direct access to the voices and experiences of those involved. They allow us to immerse ourselves in their world and gain a deeper understanding of historical events. On the other hand, secondary sources offer analysis and interpretation of primary sources. They provide a broader perspective by offering different viewpoints and scholarly interpretations. By using both types of sources, historians can develop a more complete and nuanced understanding of historical events. Primary sources play a crucial role in research. They provide first hand accounts that give us a glimpse into the past. These accounts come from people who were directly involved in the events, allowing us to hear their voices and understand their experiences. This direct access to the past help us to better comprehend the context and significance of historical events. Without primary sources, our understanding of the history would be limited to interpretations and analysis provided by others. Secondary sources, on the other hand, offer a different lens through which to view historical events. They provide analysis and interpretation of primary sources, helping us make sense of the information they contain. Secondary sources offer different viewpoints and scholarly interpretations, allowing us to see the events from multiple perspectives. This broader perspective enhances our understanding of the events by providing context and offering insights that may not be immediately apparent from primary sources alone. So, both primary and secondary sources are essential for research. While primary sources give us direct access to the voices and expressions of those involved, secondary sources provide analysis and context. So, by using both types of sources, researchers can develop a more understanding of the events. Primary sources offer the raw material, while secondary sources help us interpret and analyze that material. Together, they create a more complete and nuanced picture of the past. Another important component is data analysis. This is very important component of research as it involves more than just collecting information. It requires careful planning and consideration in order to effectively analyze the data. By taking the time to think through research design, you can select the appropriate test and techniques to gain a deeper understanding of the data. This planning process is essential because it allows for more accurate conclusions to be drawn from reliable and valid information. Therefore, it is important to recognize that the success of your research analysis hinges on thorough planning and thoughtful decision making. When it comes to data analysis, there are several methods and tools at your disposal. Statistical analysis is a commonly used method that utilizes mathematical formulas and models to make sense of the data. On the other hand, qualitative analysis emphasizes understanding the significance and context of the data through observation and interpretation. Furthermore, data visualization techniques like charts and graphs can aid in presenting the findings in a visually appealing and easily understandable way. It is crucial to carefully consider the nature of your research and the type of data you have gathered in order to determine the most suitable method and tools for analysis. Data analysis is a multi step process that begins with cleaning and organizing the data to ensure its accuracy and consistency. This step involves identifying and rectifying any errors or inconsistencies within the dataset. Once the data has been cleaned, the next step is to explore and examine it in order to uncover patterns, trends, and relationships. This can be achieved through the application of various statistical tests and techniques. Ultimately, the analysis of the data allows for the drawing of conclusions and making predictions based on the findings. In order to conduct effective data analysis, it is important to have a clear research question or objective. This will guide your analysis and help you stay focused on the relevant aspects of the data. Additionally, it is also important to use reliable and valid sources of data to ensure the accuracy and credibility of your analysis. By utilizing high quality data, you can increase the reliability of your findings and enhance the overall validity of your research. Therefore, it is essential to establish a clear research question and utilize trustworthy sources of data when conducting data analysis. Data analysis is not a one time event, but an ongoing process. As new data becomes available or research questions evolve, it may be necessary to revisit and reanalyze the data. This iterative process allows for a deeper understanding of the subject matter and the ability to refine and improve upon previous analysis. Additionally, sharing and discussing your findings with others in the field can provide valuable insights and perspectives. So, collaboration and open dialogue contribute to the advancement of knowledge and the development of more robust research analysis. Another important aspect is reliability and validity. A solid research design is crucial for producing dependable and credible research outcomes. When conducting research, it is important to consider reliability and validity. So, by carefully planning the research design, researchers can reduce biases and unfairness that could affect the results. This helps ensure that the study is reliable and valid. A well designed study also allows for control over variables that might confuse the findings, making the information more accurate and trustworthy. Ultimately, having a good research design is essential for producing reliable and credible research outcomes. It is essential for researchers to carefully consider both the research design of their study and how they will collect and analyze data. The method chosen must align with the research design and ensure that the data collected is reliable and valid. For example, in an experiment, researchers must manipulate variables accurately and consistently to obtain accurate results. Conversely, in a correlation study, it is crucial to employ appropriate measures and statistical analysis to assess the relationship between variables accurately. By adhering to strict and suitable methods, researchers can enhance the credibility and trustworthiness of their findings. In order to ensure the reliability and validity of data, researchers must also consider potential biases that may affect their results. Bias can occur at various stages of the research process, such as during data collection or analysis. It is important for researchers to be aware of these biases and take steps to minimize their impact. For example, researchers can use random sampling techniques to reduce selection bias or employ blind coding procedures to minimize observer bias. By addressing potential biases, researchers can increase the accuracy and objectivity of their findings. Another important aspect of a research design is ethical concerns. When we are doing a study that is involving people or human beings, it is important for researchers to prioritize ethical concerns. This means carefully planning the study to ensure that the rights and well being of participants are respected. To protect individuals and their privacy, researchers create rules and guidelines. One way they do this is by using anonymous codes instead of names, which helps to keep participants' personal information confidential and accessible only to authorized individuals. Additionally, researchers store data securely and encrypt sensitive information when sending it. By prioritizing privacy and confidentiality, researchers demonstrate their value and respect for the people involved in their study. Regardless of the type of study being conducted, another key aspect is obtaining informed consent from participants, ensuring that they fully understand the purpose, procedures, and potential risk involved. This transparency builds trust and safeguards the privacy and confidentiality of participants. Moreover, researchers must take steps to minimize any harm or discomfort that participants may experience. This can include implementing safety measures, providing support resources, or addressing concerns through post study discussions. By adhering to ethical standards, researchers can conduct studies that are respectful, responsible, and beneficial for both the scientific community and the individuals involved. Another critical ethical consideration is the well being of participants during this study. Researchers must, researchers must carefully assess and mitigate any potential risk that may arise. They may offer support services, engage in conversations, or even provide counseling if necessary. It is essential that participants are not forced or deceived into participating and that their welfare remains the top priority. By minimizing harm and discomfort, researchers uphold the ethical principles of doing good and avoiding harm. By prioritizing ethics in research, researchers demonstrate their commitment to conducting studies that are both scientifically rigorous and morally sound. Respecting the rights and autonomy of participants through informed consent fosters trust and ensures that personal information remains confidential. Additionally, taking proactive measures to minimize harm and discomfort reflects a genuine concern for the well being of those involved. Ultimately, by upholding ethical standards, researchers contribute to the advancement of knowledge while safeguarding the dignity and rights of the individuals who participate in their studies. Time and resource management are again crucial when we are doing a research. By effectively planning your research design, you can ensure that you use your time and resources wisely. A well developed research design provides a clear path to follow, allowing you to carry out your study efficiently. It helps you determine which tasks are most important and relevant to your research goals. One key aspect of a research design is clearly stating your research questions, objectives, and hypotheses. By doing so, you can identify the tasks that are essential to your study and allocate your resources accordingly. This enables you to focus on the aspects that will truly advance your research rather than wasting time and resources on less significant tasks. Furthermore, a well structured research design allows researchers to monitor their progress throughout the process. By comparing the actual utilization of time and resources with predetermined milestones and benchmarks, individuals can assess whether they are on track. If deviations occur, adjustment can be made to resource allocation, ensuring accountability and adaptability in the face of unexpected challenges or changing priorities. For optimizing, an effective research design is vital for optimizing time and resource management. It provides a structured framework for planning and optimizing resource utilization. By strategically allocating resources, anticipating potential issues, and closely monitoring progress, researchers can enhance the efficiency of their work. Ultimately, this approach leads to high quality research that expands our knowledge and generate positive impacts. Another important aspect is generalizability. This is also known as external validity. It is an important consideration in research design. It determines how applicable the findings of a study are to larger populations or different situations beyond the specific group and setting that was studied. The way we design our research has a significant impact on how generalizable our findings are. This includes factors such as how we choose our sample, what variables we control for, and the settings in which we conduct our research. The settings in which we conduct our research also play a crucial role in determining the generalizability of our findings. Different settings can introduce unique factors that affect the outcomes we observe. To make our research more applicable to the real world, we need to carefully consider how closely our study settings resemble real world conditions. By conducting research in diverse settings or using multiple research sites, we can improve the external validity of our findings and have more confidence in their applicability across different situations. Another way to enhance the generalizability of our findings is by using mixed methods approach. This involves combining qualitative and quantitative data analysis and collection techniques. By gathering evidence from different sources and using different methods, we can gain a better understanding of complex phenomena. This approach also makes our findings more robust and applicable to real world scenarios. Another important aspect of a research design is replicability. It is very crucial aspect of scientific research because it ensures that other scientists can conduct the same study and obtain similar results. In order to achieve replicability, researchers must provide a detailed explanation of their study methodology step by step. This allows other scientists to easily follow along and replicate their study. The importance of replicability extends beyond simply making the study appear credible, it also enables the accumulation of knowledge. One way to ensure replicability is through the use of standardized procedures. These procedures outline the specific steps and methods that should be followed when conducting a study. By adhering to these standards, researchers can increase the likelihood of obtaining consistent and reliable results. Standardized procedures also make it easier for other researchers to understand and replicate this study as they provide a clear framework to follow. This includes providing detailed descriptions of the equipment used, the variables measured, and the statistical test employed. Transparency allows other researchers to fully understand and evaluate this study, ensuring that it can be accurately replicated. It also promotes trust and credibility within the scientific community, as transparency fosters open communication and collaboration. So, without a clear research design and transparent methodology, studies would be difficult to comprehend and replicate, hindering progress in various fields of knowledge. Another aspect is resource optimization. Resource optimization in research design is a complex process that requires careful planning, smart decision making, and efficient use of resources. It involves everything from coming up with the idea for the study to sharing the results. One important aspect of resource optimization is setting clear and specific research objectives. These objectives or goals help guide the research and determine how resources will be used. By clearly defining what the research aims to achieve, researchers can avoid wasting resources on irrelevant things and ensure that every resource contributes to advancing knowledge. Strategic planning is also crucial in resource optimization. Researchers have to make decisions about the best methods, data collection techniques, and analytical tools to use. Each choice has an impact on how resources are used, with some options requiring more time, money, or people than others. By choosing efficient and cost effective methods, researchers can make the most of their resources without compromising the quality of the study. Another important aspect of resource optimization is managing risk. Researchers need to anticipate and address potential problems that may arise during the research process, such as limited data collection, equipment failures, or unexpected delays. By proactively addressing these issues, researchers can minimize disruptions and keep the study moving forward effectively. In conclusion, research optimization and research design requires careful consideration of goals, strategic planning, efficient resource utilization, and risk management. By focusing on resource optimization from the beginning, researchers can enhance the quality and productivity of their research while minimizing waste. This is all for today. Thank you.